First item on the agenda is public comment on any matter not listed on the agenda. Is anyone here wishing to speak on an item not listed on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll continue the meeting with introductions. I'm the chair, Mary Kolar. With me tonight is Supervisor Jerry Bullock and Supervisor Dennis O'Laughlin, and we have staff here tonight, the Director of Planning and Development, Todd Violante, Zoning Administrator Roger Lane, Assistant Zoning Administrator Dan Everson, and our Youth Governance member Sam Fisher. This is, and we've just been joined by Supervisors El Matano and Patrick Miles. This is a ZLR Committee work meeting. Public hearings have been held at previous meetings for the items listed on the agenda. The committee will not be taking public testimony on the agenda items. However, committee members may call upon persons to speak on an agenda item if there are any questions or concerns. When a petition is called, county staff will update the committee on the status of the petition. Committee members may have concerns or questions. After discussion and decision may be rendered. If a zoning petition is acted upon, it will be placed on the next county board meeting for action, which is April 12th. Okay. If conditional use permit is acted upon, it is the county's final action on the matter. The next ZLR meeting is on March 27th. Next item is consideration of minutes. Consideration of the minutes of February 13th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of February 13th. Any discussion? Changes? Anything? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? And the minutes of February 13th are approved. Minutes of February 27th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of February 27th. Any changes, updates? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of the minutes of February 27th say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And the minutes are approved. Items from our previous meetings, rezone petition 11,253, Schrader Living Trust in the town of Dane.
This petition was postponed at the February 23rd Zoning and Land Regulation Committee due to no town action. Since that time, the town has acted on this and has requested two conditions. That the owner of the property obtain a conditional use permit if the construction of a single family house is going to be constructed. And the second is the future landowner will be responsible for the repair and maintenance of the roadway and shoulder in the near proximity of the driveway. They own an excavating business with big equipment. I talked with the future landowner, which is Jerry Aker, and he fully supports the conditions.
I'll make a motion to approve with the town's
Second.
staff conditions.
Question?
Question, should we be making those conditions required to be recorded in deed restriction as recommended by
Yes.
staff report?
Yes.
That's your motion?
Yes.
Yes. Any further discussion on the motion to approve with the conditions and the deed restriction? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that's approved. Petition CUP 02406, the Toad Hill Children's House.
This petition was postponed at the February 27th meeting due to the lack of an operations plan. Since that time, the petitioner has submitted an operations plan. The proposed building is properly located. The parking lot provides adequate spaces for the additional activity on the property. The outdoor activity areas are located in close proximity to the buildings, so to minimize impact on the neighboring property owners. Staff suggests approval with 9 conditions.
I'd move approval with those conditions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve with the 9 conditions. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And it's approved. Next are certified survey maps and plats. And so
Yeah, these first two are both located in the city of Fitchburg and are before you for a certification of non-objection. The first one is at Edge Live/Work. Consists of 24 lots, 34.2 acres. There's no parkland shown. As far as major highways or corridors, you have Highway MM to the east, drainage channels. There are directional arrows shown. Outlots 1 and 3 will be for stormwater management purposes under the ownership of the homeowners association, and all roadways within the plat are private ways. Staff is recommending a certification of non-objection. However, our county surveyor is concerned with the name of the plat with regards to the symbols, and so we would recommend to Department of Administration that they change their plat name or do away with their symbols. And Dan Frick is concerned with regards to doing searches within a database, having symbols with regards to just letters.
So that would be the @ sign and the slash.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also too, Dan is going to be mentioning something to Christie with the Register of Deeds that she not accept the plat for recording purposes unless they change it.
So what about first responders too, or, if 911 is entering,
Yeah.
could that mess things up?
Yeah, but it's not tied to a plat name. It's just, those are issues tied to the address.
Okay, I got
So
you.
it's more along the lines of other surveyors doing research,
Okay,
looking for that plat.
because this isn't an address. It's
Yeah,
a,
exactly.
Okay,
So could I'm sorry,
go ahead.
could an appropriate motion be to approve with a recommendation to change the plat name to something like spelling out @AT,
Yeah,
edge,
With no
live,
symbols.
and work?
yeah, yeah. That'd be fine. I think that'd be fine.
Then that would be my motion.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve with the suggested name change.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, just Dan, live work implies that it's like an encouraging employment from home or whatever. Is that part of the presentation, or?
I'm not real sure on that. A lot of the street names are interesting too, so I don't know if there's a theme that runs with this plat.
I think the first floor of the buildings would be commercial in nature, and then the second floor would be residential.
Oh, so it's kind of replicate kind of old.
What's interesting about this area is this is the old, I don't know if it was ever a landfill or a mineral extraction site at some point, but it's interesting to see that this property will now be turned into some type of whether it's residential or commercial use, because right now it's pretty much wasteland.
It was the town of Madison's dump,
Is that what it was?
or maybe the town of Dunn. I know somebody used it as a dump.
Yeah.
Well, I could picture it now that you mention it.
As you climb the hill, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've been filling it for a number of years
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And that was a drop-off site.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, on the motion to certify non-objection with the suggested name change. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And certified.
The next one is the 5th edition to Nine Springs, also City of Fitchburg. This is a division of Outlot 3 of a certified survey map. Consists of 9 lots, a little over 6 acres. You have US Highway 14 to the east. You have stormwater management easements shown on the plat, and then outlots 35, 37, and 38 will be reserved for private alley purposes. That's about all I know on that one.
Move certification of non-objection.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve or certification of non-objection. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And it's certified non-objection. Next, we have the preliminary plat in Cardinal Prairie, Town of Middleton, and also here tonight is Todd, is it Zensko? Zensky is available.
Yeah, this is a preliminary plat, Cardinal Prairie, Town of Middleton, sections 29 and 30. Consists of 13 residential lots with 3 outlots, 18 acres. Current zoning district is A1, so there's no need to change the zoning on this area. Kurt Kodal has reviewed this with regards to the comp plan. That's also attached within your information. All outlots are proposed as dedicated to the public, either for stormwater management or recreational purposes. All streets should be noted as dedicated to the public. Badger Run is one new road name that Dan Frick will have to review, so the surveyor will have to get some information to Dan Frick on that. Outlot 3 lacks the required public road frontage from a cul-de-sac, so what we've done in the past is simply placed a note on the past plats that states no development may occur on Outlot 3. Everything else is, for the most part, standard with regards to erosion control and stormwater. Also, too, within your packet of information, I don't know if it's legible or not, but the one concern that I had was the continuation of Welcome Drive, kind of north to south. But it looks like the town of Middleton, within their land use plan, does have a future connection to Valley View Road. So at some point, that'll be a continuation.
Well,
Go ahead.
but there'll be a name change along the way after. I mean, it looks like the other side of Valley View is Mound View. So would it be a better idea for them to continue that road name, Mound View, all the way through? And again, isn't that another consideration from a public safety standpoint?
Yeah, is that in there?
Did you have a response to that?
So again,
Did you have a response to the question about the road?
I think the road is already named from the prior plat. I have nothing to do with that, I'm just continuing the road. Which
It's on the the north side.
To the
of it.
north, correct.
Yeah.
That's gonna go all the way at some point, I believe, to Middle Point Road.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve with the 11 conditions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve with the 11 conditions. Further discussion or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And conditional approval. Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming. Okay, Town of Albion?
Yeah, this is a land division waiver or variance request by the town personally. And what they are proposing on the certified survey map, that Lot 2 will only have 25.09 feet of frontage along Edgerton Road. And what they're doing is they're selling off the remaining portion of that lot to the adjacent neighbor to the south. Therefore, they are requesting a waiver from the land division requirements that states that every new lot have at least at the minimum of 66 feet of public road frontage. Now, the interesting thing with this is there obviously will not be any new or future development continuing to the east. Obviously, there's some sensitive environmental features there, so no new lots will be created in the future with regards to this area. So.
Supervisor Mullins?
So is there an existing residence on the map? It looks like there's a structure with a...
Yeah, what's there now is a small, maybe a 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 like pump house, well house structure. It's currently fenced off. Kind of has that galvanized fencing around the property, and then they're just carving off basically just the driveway.
Whose well is it?
It's the town of Albion's.
It's a public well.
Yeah.
They have public water in that area.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so they'll keep an easement to that? Or?
Well, they're gonna keep this driveway, this 25.09 feet of frontage. So they'll continue to have the driveway that serves this pump well house, but this remaining portion of the lot is going to be sold to this adjacent neighbor.
Okay.
And so this will be lot 2, and this will be lot 1 of the CSM. So.
All right, and so that leads me to my next question, is the portion that's being sold off, or I mean, are they keeping it as two separate lots because they don't want to do a CSM on this, or why can't they just do lot line adjustment and incorporate that into their existing lot?
They are doing that.
Yeah.
They will be doing that.
Yeah.
So this is sort of temporary until it's, well, if it's one lot with the lot to the south, don't they then have their road frontage?
No, because the town of Albion is still going to keep that lot.
Oops.
Wait.
There we go.
There we go.
So this is what the CSM is proposing.
The 25 feet, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
25 feet's going
I started
to
thinking lot one's the
the well house.
target.
And then-
Never mind. Gotcha.
Originally, how this was set up was they were not including this individual's property. They were creating a separate lot. And I said, staff cannot support that. And I said, you know, if this is truly being sold to the adjacent neighbor, then we need to include his existing lands as part of that new CSM.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense. And then this is basically for public purpose.
yeah.
So what is
I'll
it?
move approval of waiver.
Second.
Go ahead.
I just have a question, just out of curiosity. What's the body of water or wetlands to the east? But just generally, that's part of the wetlands that were part
Yeah,
of that.
Bliven Road is just to the south, and I want to say there is a small creek, an unnamed creek. I don't think it's an intermittent stream. I actually think it's a navigable body of water. that
And then
runs
further,
north-south.
east is I-39,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
Actually, to answer my own question, I think this harks back to that general land area that the Crazy Acres Quarry was part of, and that the interstate straddles that, so this is
Yeah.
an area of wetlands that extends from Edgerton Road on the west to.
Yeah, and if you go a little bit further north towards where 106 is, I know there's actually a legitimate stream there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I think it's that part of that same wetlands conflict,
yeah.
and Dennis seems to agree. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? So we have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That's approved. Okay, just FYI, the cell phone tower, there was a conversation between the petitioner, the county engineer, and county staff, and I haven't heard the results, but
Which cell phone?
the town of Rutland, with AT&T,
Okay, the
and they
AT&T
leased the
Wi-Fi
land, and
Mhm.
so, next meeting, maybe?
I think so.
Okay. Go ahead.
So that everybody's aware, we finished up last night on the rewrite of Chapter 10.
Well done.
We're hoping to get that to the ZLR committee in a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks,
Okay.
yeah.
And then it has to go to the county board. And the committee enjoyed putting this together, but I do want to comment. I commented last night, but I'll comment again. Without the help of the staff that's here and Brian Standing and Majid, it went really well. It was a difficult assignment, and we didn't get paid for it, by the way, so that everybody's aware of this. I'm getting this on the record.
Still volunteering, right?
So
Never been done before.
we'll be seeing that at this committee, and we'll be seeing it at the county board.
But you're still communicating with towns, and
There's still, the mapping component of it is still in process. And as we, as the committee, or the subcommittee acted last night on the text component, the mapping component of it is still in process. We're getting great feedback from the towns.
okay.
And last night was a big landmark step for the town of Middleton.
Totally, big
And
landmark.
that'll pave the way for us getting their map established now that we have a sense of the AT5 district. But with the other towns, the mapping component is going well. There's a lot of good feedback coming back from the towns. We're getting a lot of constructive comments, and I think there's the process is going very well. So.
Will things change with this town feedback? Do you think any changes will be made?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're doing a three-wave approach. The first wave
That's what I
was,
thought.
inform all the political officials to get them all warmed up and
Mhm.
know that we're actually changing the code and understanding it. The second wave, and so that responded a whole bunch of concerns, questions, suggested changes, so they've been incorporated in. The second wave is doing the mapping, and then the third wave is informing the general public.
Mhm.
So that with that three-pronged approach, I think there won't be that many people at the public hearing.
The mapping component too is some of the towns are content going with conventional public notice. Some towns are more interested in notifying every single property owner. And the course that we've all agreed to is that that'll be established at the town level, whatever they feel comfortable with.
So they can have a public hearing or just let everybody know?
They'll have a public hearing.
Either way,
the
they'll
way,
have a public
you know,
hearing, yeah.
just to do a class 2 notice or 3 postings,
Yeah.
or send a mass mailing out to every single person. It's their option. And
Well, was the town of Middleton, had they noticed that they were going to pull out?
Well, that's a whole nother story. Majid and the whole staff put together, we have a separate category,
zoning district.
excuse me, zoning district called AT, Agricultural Transition 5, just for the town of Middleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that coincides with the existing A1 agriculture district, sort of the carry forward from past years. That it's the one that allows for 20,000 square feet and single-family residences as a permitted use. That's something that Middleton has grown around for decades. So the feedback that we got from Middleton was that what we initially proposed didn't quite hit the mark, so there's a lot of give and take between staff and the town to try and craft something that worked well for them, and that's what what became the AT5 district. And so that will only apply in Middleton, where as it was crafted last night, it will only apply in those towns where currently the A1 ag district applies in towns that do not have exclusive ag preservation zoning for farmland preservation tax credit purposes.
Yeah, and that's Bristol, Burke, town of Middleton.
Springdale. But Springdale's
And
going
Springdale.
in a different direction.
Right.
They want to use the ag preservation, the proposed zoning code was crafted with ag preservation in mind, and they're going to be using those zoning districts rather than a typical A1 to enforce their preservation.
Sam, you have a question?
Middleton is a town that writing candidates won because the incumbents supported opting out?
Yes.
Okay.
So are they still opting out?
No.
Okay.
They're very happy.
Yeah, they're very happy that we
So
stepped forward with
how
that.
many are opting out now? With
6 have opted out.
6?
6.
Okay.
And they're having issues.
Well, they will have more issues as time goes on. The way I see it, so.
Well, just remember that the completion, when this is completed, that that's an opportunity to opt back in.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I think they're talking about some of that stuff that I'm hearing.
I don't know if you saw it, but I emailed everyone the letter that the town had done,
Yep.
wrote to,
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask, particularly, what was the ethical complaint made against their attorney? You know?
I just asked at that event, all I can think, the way the wording was, that was when Mark Hazelbaker did stand in front of the DCTA and apologize. Because they went too far, I think.
Sorry, I missed that.
It was in their minutes. It was in the minutes. Mark Hazelbaker apologized, basically, for going too far.
What are the 6 again?
Lumans, Bristol, Barry, Bristol, Springfield, Westport, and Sun Prairie.
It's personal. It's always personal.
For Dan, it became
But I was also asked, I don't know if I think you did see it. Which petition was that summary in? That was a good summary of the homeowners' rights, Bill of Rights legislation that we had. Eric Larson is the lawyer
was
now for,
Oh, access.
Eric Larson is the lawyer for the DCTA. And to me, it was a good document, you know, it didn't say screw Dane County or anything like that. But, okay,
very
All right.
objectively presented. And
very
it was a
objectively
thoughtful,
presented, thank you.
Professional document.
Yeah, it was useful.
Good job, staff.
Okay, thank you.
Move adjournment.
Second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.